Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 5 of The Winning Streak. I'm your host, Bryson,
And I'm Zeke.
and today we have just a few NBA topics, not too long of an episode. But before we get into it, today's episode is sponsored by Wrist Mafia. If you go to Wrist Mafia, they have a $40 monthly subscription. Every month they'll send you a watch valued at over $100. So you go there, subscribe, $40 a month, new watch every month. Use code Bryson16513 for 20% off your order. So now to get into the episode, Nuggets are the NBA champions.
They got
First
it
time
done
in
in five,
history.
just like I said.
That
I
is true.
mean, I was saying that since Game 7 of the Celtics Heat series,
Yeah.
so
The Heat just,
if not
they
before.
let that
But
go.
yeah, the
The
Nuggets
Celtics
were
series
clearly
really
just a.
showed how they weren't going to win. Like,
I feel like as collectively, we just everybody weren't thinking about the Nuggets. They were thinking of all the super teams that are to win, and the Nuggets have been a better team
mhm.
than teams like the Warriors. I the Lakers clearly. I mean,
Yeah,
in the
swept
East,
them. That was
the East, to
embarrassing.
be honest, teams in the East are weak, to be real. I mean, the
Mhm.
Celtics were the only truly fully built team,
Yeah, I would agree with
and
that.
I mean they have young players
Sixers, I
and
guess, but they just
yeah,
aren't.
Sixers. You could argue
They don't
Sixers.
have the. I don't think. I think it was more of a coaching issue, if I'm being honest. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
I
Embiid
think
and
with a
Harden just
competent
can't
coach, they
play
got it done.
together. I feel like as well as they
I
played
think
together during the regular season, I feel like for some reason I still just feel like they don't fit together. Something about them seems off to me. Like watching them play
yeah,
together, it just doesn't seem right.
I see what you're saying there. I think it was more just about Doc Rivers as a coach.
Mm.
I think he's incompetent. And I think that was the main issue. And he's kind of just been riding off of the bring with the Celtics. So
Yeah,
I mean that that right there. I mean he hasn't been a good enough coach to be a NBA coach for probably the last 5 years, in my opinion.
yeah,
So
I would agree with that. With that good of a
that's
team,
why
it's embarrassing.
yeah he coaches good teams and they don't go anywhere. I mean those Clippers teams in from 2012 to 2016 should have been winning championships. So,
Yeah, I agree.
which
But
tough time with the Warriors at the same time, but they
yeah,
should have at least grabbed at least one early years like 2012.
yeah,
But I mean,
I
there's
would
the
agree with
Heat
that.
at the time too. So it's
Yeah,
just
Ron.
but they never made it out of the West. So I mean, you can't really say much about worrying about teams in the East.
Yeah,
So
but Nuggets. I mean, I think
okay, let's get back to the
I'm not gonna
winners
put
here.
all the blame on him. You know what I'm about to say. Jimmy Butler could have done
Okay,
better.
Jimmy
I don't
Butler
think he
was
did.
horrific. I think he was really bad.
He did play really bad. He just seemed like he wanted to pass the ball too much,
I don't
in
know
my opinion.
what he was worried about. It was just
Game
you're
five,
literally the
he had
you're the
21,
goat's
3, and
son, bro.
5.
Come on.
Michael Jordan's son.
He just
I mean,
he wasn't putting up
yeah.
the numbers he was putting up other series. And I think a part
hmm
of that is he was starting to fall off after the
After the
uh Eastern
Knicks,
after the
honestly,
Eastern Conference, yeah, the Eastern Conference semifinals.
yeah.
They were
The
just he
Bucks, he
was
was insane.
lackluster. He
I've
wasn't
never
playing
seen
like a
a
superstar. He was
performance
an
like the
all-star
Bucks.
player,
Yeah,
but he wasn't a superstar. Like
no, I don't think
he needed
he
to be
will be
for
a
them to win that
superstar.
championship.
Yeah, they don't like. I think he's like. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. He's an
Oh
amazing
yeah,
player,
he's
but
great.
he's not a leader
He's
or
a
a
Hall of Fame
superstar
player
for
for
that
sure.
kind of team. Like that kind of team, you would need like I don't want to say an all-time player, but you need an actual superstar and someone that can lead a team, and he's not
I
that
see what you're
player.
saying there.
He's a good second
He's
option in my opinion. I
second
don't think
option. I don't know. I think he
I
could.
I feel like that's
I
not
mean,
the
he was
weirdest take.
honestly at his best. He was at his best with the Sixers, and
Yeah,
he was a second option.
yeah, that's what I'm
Even
thinking.
at
Is
some
like
points, a
he
third
needs someone
option.
else to
So,
back him up. Yeah, he just needs someone else to back him
uh,
up for that at that point. Like he should have stayed with the Sixers. Honestly,
well, if they
they
would have
got
paid him instead
yeah,
of
I know.
Tobias Harris. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't
they
think
would
that
have
would have
probably
made a
won this
difference
season.
because
Honestly,
Ben Simmons fell off the face of the earth. So,
I know that was the
can't really
craziest
say
fall
much about
off of
that.
all time. A little bit off track again.
Yeah,
Adebayo did his thing. He played amazing
yeah.
offensively. He could have done better on defense and only one
I
assist in
wouldn't
game
put very
five.
much blame
20
on
and
him.
12 though.
I
No,
feel
not at
like
all.
he isn't central to the team. I mean, of course he is. Like they won't be in the position they are without him. But
Yeah.
like he isn't the reason like that if he doesn't have to play above the level of every other center in the NBA for them to
Yeah,
get there.
no. For sure.
He's not the main guy. Jimmy Butler's supposed to be the main guy and he wasn't playing like the main guy. And I think it's
Yeah.
just as simple as that.
Two takeaways for me before we move on to talking about the
Mm.
Nuggets. The first thing, I think the role players fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
Like Gabe Vincent had 6-0 and 3. Caleb Martin had 10-5 and 1. Like they did decent, but
yeah.
you're in the finals against the
They're just
best
like
team in the world with the best player in the world. You
of
got to
course.
do better than
I
that.
mean like they just truly as a team played bad, but I think as a bright spot, Jimmy Butler played bad.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And then second
that's
thing
why
I was
I can't
thinking,
give him all the blame there because I
no,
mean they
yeah,
all played bad, but
yeah,
he played
worse than
specifically
he should
bad
have. Yeah,
for the level of player he is. He played specifically bad. I
yeah.
think that's the best way to say it.
The other thing I'm thinking of is, um, I think the Heat need to move Bam to power forward, and they need a
And
big, like a
bring
legit
in
big man.
because
Yeah,
he's not very tall either. But I mean he's
he's pretty
physical,
tall.
but
Yeah,
he'd
a
be better
power as a
running
power forward,
in a
he'd be
twin tower
insane.
lineup like with I mean
That's such a weird way to put it.
you don't know
I've
like the
never heard
term
that.
twin
I've never
tower?
heard that reference.
I
No.
mean it's like they've been using it for like a long time. That's like an
Really?
80s term. Clearly they would
Oh
have to
damn,
use
I've
it
never heard that.
before
Yeah,
9/11. You can't really
I
use
was
that
gonna
term.
say,
I mean they were saying
who
if
else would
they
you?
got I mean they would use it for like I'm blanking on his name, but when the Rockets had
I'm assuming you're
they
not
had
blanking on Hakeem.
yeah, Hakeem would not be the one I was blanking on. I forget their other center. They were basically it's just like a lineup where you run two tall centers.
That makes sense. Like what
Yeah.
Timberwolves are trying to do, but completely failing at.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
gonna
literally.
interrupt
I
really
mean,
quick. Sorry for any technical errors. You've frozen like
yeah.
once or twice.
Did
If
I?
it happens, my bad. Uh,
I
two
noticed
more
a little audio
episodes of
spiking,
this. We're
but
sorry about
yeah,
that.
only two more episodes
Two
and then we'll
more
be back in
online
person.
episodes, and then we'll have an even better setup than before.
Yeah.
Give us 2 weeks, and the episodes are gonna be amazing again. We're gonna find a
Yeah.
legit setup area. We got mics that connect to the computer at the same time.
Hmm.
We're gonna be set up pretty good. Just want to put that out there really quick.
Yeah. I feel like
Back to the Twin
we haven't
Towers.
been yeah, okay. I think I talked enough about the Twin Towers.
Who do you bring into the Heat as a big man though? Because I'm seeing we'll get
I
into the
mean
trade rumors later in the episode as
I
we know,
mean
but
the most obvious big you can bring in is Embiid, but I don't know if they have. I mean, I guess you could do like a
yeah,
package where you send picks, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero,
yeah, Cody
probably
Zeller.
somebody else.
trade trade Cody
What do
Zeller
you
for
mean?
Embiid
What do you
straight
mean?
up.
Why do they need another center if they have Cody Zeller? Zero.
He's terrible, dude.
He played so bad. Um,
Please come on
I
the
mean,
podcast so we can flame you in person, Cody Zeller. You
yeah,
suck.
Cody Zeller. You know, just bring in the
Jesus.
whole Zeller family. They're just like, how did they get three Zeller brothers in the league and they were
I
all
know, bro. I
horrible?
don't understand that. I never will. But I mean, you could, considering they're probably about to get rid of Cat, he could fit on the
Yeah,
Heat as a primary
that's a good
center.
thought right there.
Like,
If they just blow up the whole team and
yeah,
send Cat somewhere,
I
well,
feel
I
like they're gonna
mean,
go into a rebuild.
as we
They
know
need
that
to.
Cat made a lasting impact on the game.
Yeah, he's an
He
all-time
that
great.
was he's an all-time great right there.
It was a
Um,
weird statement from him to say that. That was insane for him to say.
it was, and then he like doubled down like 2 days later with another stupid statement like that. I don't get
The
why you
saying
want
their
to.
play-in game was better than the
Yeah,
Nuggets' entire
they're
run. That
playing,
was
bro. That was so
okay.
dumb,
I'll
bro. I
give
thought it
him
was,
this. That play-in game was one of the most fun games of
and
basketball I've
you
ever
can tell
watched.
everybody,
That's all I gotta
bro.
say. I watched that game live.
It
It
was
was one of the
great
most fun
basketball.
games I've ever watched, just because the
Yeah, it
end was
was great.
hilarious.
And then, bro,
But Patrick Beverly, bro, it was funny. It was like But
It was
saying
literally
that
probably a top five funniest
play-in
thing that's
game,
ever happened.
yeah, that
Yeah,
play-in
I
game being
mean,
better than the Nuggets'
to be
historic
fair,
run.
this might be my hot take. Not really a hot take. I see a lot of people say this, but I mean, the Nuggets run was quite possibly the easiest run any team has ever had
All
to a
right, I'm
finals victory.
seeing that a lot too,
Just on paper,
but
like, but if you really
yeah,
look at
on
it,
paper,
the only actual good team they played was the Suns.
the Lakers were
Like,
solid for sure. They
but
were
they
a
got
solid
swept,
team.
and
Yeah,
they
they didn't
clearly
play
won the
very
match.
good that series,
I
but
think the Suns would have taken the Lakers in five. So
I
I
don't
think the
know.
Warriors would have like played. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Like the
Warriors got
Warriors,
beat by the Lakers pretty bad.
yeah, they did, but like I mean, I feel like Jordan Poole didn't play horrible. They would
Well,
have won that series.
the thing is, okay, so the Timberwolves they were terrible. That I'll give you that.
Hmm.
That like, but it's a
Timberwolves
one
were
seed
a
versus an
play-in
eight
team.
seed. What are you gonna do?
They
That's how it
literally
goes.
only played play-in teams, bro. Like,
Yeah. Well, the thing I saw someone talking about this in it because I was kind of agreeing for a little bit because it makes sense. Like you look on paper, they played
yeah,
playing teams,
it's
but
paper. They didn't play a single team higher than seven
that's how
seeds.
the
So
rules go though. Like the first thing that you said
yeah.
was that's you the one seed plays the eight seed, and that's just
Mhm.
how it goes. If you're gonna say it was
I
bad,
guess
then
the argument to
blame
that
the
would be like,
league, not Jokic.
why did a non-play-in team lose to a play-in team to let a play-in team get that far into the
Yeah.
playoffs? But I
And
mean,
then
a lot of it
the
is just
Suns were
how the
good. They beat the Suns. They were solid.
yeah,
They beat them in six, right? It was two
yes,
and
they
two and
beat them in
two.
six.
And
Yeah,
then the Lakers. I think the Lakers were a really good team. Was thinking that they were going to the finals. I was close on that,
I
but
never
they
felt they
got
were making the
swept.
finals. So
And
I
then
was
the Heat.
I
We
felt
saw
like
what the
they
Heat
should have
did.
never made it past.
Past the Warriors or what?
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna make it past Warriors. I didn't think the Warriors were gonna go back to back. I thought realistically, if the Suns had won that series, they would have won the finals for sure,
Yeah.
in my book.
Too
Um,
bad Chris Paul gets an
Chris
injury
Paul,
conveniently
yeah,
every time we're looking to lose.
and we'll get on to Chris Paul in his future.
We will.
But I think I don't know what I think. I
I
just said
forgot
that.
my water.
It's just oh, you did.
Yeah. I think the
So
Nuggets. Okay, I won't say the Nuggets had one of the most impressive runs in history because they definitely didn't.
no,
But Jokic did.
I would. Yeah, for sure. He had one of
Like,
the best runs in playoff history.
yeah,
I
and
think.
he played ridiculous. Like, he's. I guess this can kind of get us on to our next topic. Jokic had one of the best playoff runs ever, and
Hmm.
just seasons in general. Honestly, efficiency wise, it was statistically one of the best seasons ever played. He he was I think like point two. It was rebounds or assists away from averaging a triple double.
Hmm.
He easily should have won. I still don't care what anyone says. I don't think anyone disagrees with me at this point, but I've been saying this. He should have won his third MVP in a row
Yeah,
over
I think
Embiid.
that's a fair
Embiid
statement.
did not
I was
deserve it. It was a
literally.
pity MVP.
I saw that Jamal Murray made like a joke about him not winning MVP. I completely forgot MVP. Like in my book, in my head, like after watching those playoffs, I totally forgot he didn't win MVP.
Yeah,
Like he should
exactly.
have
Yeah,
been MVP. And I
that's what
remember
I was
arguing
saying.
that I wanted Embiid to win just because I mean it was just like voter fatigue to be honest. I was tired of
Yeah,
seeing the
I
same guy
get
win
that.
MVP
Like, I
over and
can
over again.
understand that.
But he deserved it more.
Yeah,
I mean,
he literally had
it's
one of
just
the best
like how
seasons
it
ever
goes
played.
though.
It wasn't. It's not even just like an opinion.
Hmm.
Like statistically, he had one of the best seasons ever.
He definitely had one of the best seasons ever.
And I guess this can
Stood
take
up.
us on to the next topic. Um, I've been hearing a lot of Jokic over KD all time arguments. I would like to stop that because that's ridiculous.
God,
It's two
you mentioned this
completely
to me.
different play styles.
You
First of
mentioned
all,
this to me a few days ago, and I'm gonna agree with what you were gonna say. But after thinking about it a little bit, it's a little bit like it's pretty
no, yeah,
close.
it's close, but you
But
just look at
honestly,
what KD has done. He carried that Warriors team for 2 years straight. Realistically,
I wouldn't
I
say
know
he
they were
carried
good.
it at
No, they were
all.
good, but I don't
They
think
would
they
have
would
won
have
those
won
finals
without him.
without him. I think they
At
would have
least one of them
absolutely
they
won
wouldn't
both.
have. LeBron would have beat them once if he
They
wasn't there. I don't think.
The only argument is he could have won 2017, but 2018,
Yeah.
that that Warriors team would have still bounced the Cavs. Well,
No, yeah,
not
I
even the
can.
Cavs. LeBron. They would have
Yeah.
bounced LeBron. He was the only player on the team. Um, in probably five.
I can
So
agree with at least 1 year, like, but they wouldn't
you
have
could
won two
argue that
years, in
that
my opinion.
they could have won another 7 game series in in 2017, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Still,
I
it's
don't think
just
so.
it's up for like we'll never know.
I
But
I
I
think
completely
that
think it could happen.
KD being on the Suns, I feel like I have to support him, but before KD got on the Suns, he was probably my least favorite player in the entire NBA. Same with Chris
Really?
Paul. What is it with like the Suns getting like my least favorite players?
I've always loved KD just because
Like,
I always tried to base like my own play style off him when I played. Just
yeah,
because his play style, it's
his play
not
style is
beatable.
just like,
It's unstoppable. He's
yeah,
7 foot
he
one.
he has the
Let's be real.
unguardable.
He's not 6'11".
I
I've
think he's
seen
probably seven
comparisons and
foot
stuff.
flat.
He's 7 foot at
But
least,
yeah,
doing all that, and
hmm
he's
I mean,
top
he
three
truly
scorer of
is
all time. Would you say?
like in
Just
just
top,
like
just a top
scoring
three
ability.
scorer. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
for
so.
sure.
He's
I would
unguardable.
say he's arguably he will give you a 35 points every night if you just let him like run with the ball. So
Yeah.
I think when you say that, you have to say, in my book, Michael Jordan's the best scorer of all time, just because
Mhm.
he would go out and literally put up 35 points every night,
Yeah,
whether or not you just
he's the
wanted to give
best.
him the ball. I think had, he's the best. Okay, I don't know how to say that. I guess
We're
he's the
struggling.
best finisher, and then he had the best mid range. So I think if you
Yeah.
just say that he was the best at two like play styles. I mean, and then
Mhm.
in my opinion, I'd say that okay, I almost slipped up for a second. I was gonna say that KD is the second best mid range player of all time. I'd put him at third. I'd put
Who?
Kobe at second for sure.
That's
Dude,
such a I don't know,
don't even say
man.
it.
KD's
I know you
just
want to say it.
KD's more unguardable in my opinion.
I wouldn't even say that Katie's first shot is a mid range. So I think just with that
Yeah. I think
statement, you can't say he's
like
the second
KD's
best because
better
that's not
at
his
three
first
in my
shot.
opinion because he can just
Yeah.
shoot. He can score from anywhere. That's my thing.
Mhm.
Jokic can too, but not like KD can. And
Yeah.
awards
I
you
mean,
got to give to KD for now. I think. Okay, so what I think is you can't put Jokic over KD yet.
I don't know though.
Eventually,
He
if
only
Jokic
has
doesn't
one
retire
left.
in the next year,
You
then
never
he
know. He
could
said
pass
he
him.
really wanted to go home, so maybe he's
Yeah,
not coming back.
I think he honestly
Um,
might be
oh,
the first
he's
player to
coming
just
back for
retire.
sure.
Yeah,
I think he'll be back. I wouldn't be
he
shocked if
will.
he's like the type of guy that retires when he's 30, but like
Yeah,
he's still
he
got that
doesn't want to
solid
play for
like
that
three
long,
more
probably.
years in the tank.
Yeah,
But I'd say that I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm really struggling today, guys.
he's hungry. He told me before the episode. He hasn't.
hmm
you got
I'm
you gotta get
starving,
some
bro.
food in your system.
I got up at like 8 and then to work on my car, and then I never went inside.
I showed you. I got sunburnt. It's not a good day. We had rough days, so
I
our
know
our
you're
thought
hungry. You forgot your
process is
wings.
that day. So, kind of brings us on to the next topic then.
Oh,
Um, hot take, major hot take for probably a lot
your
of
major
people who
hot
don't
take.
want to admit this. I got okay. Before I say it, Jokic does not have more points or
Well,
rebounds all time
going into
yet,
this, because I
but I
kind of
put
agree with you.
Jokic
Like,
over
this
Dirk
is like
all
a
time
take.
already.
I don't want to say I'm not putting him over him all time. I think overall he's a better player, but I don't
Yeah,
think he's all time because I
yeah,
mean they're very similar because I mean they both got one championship
hmm
for a city that never won. So
yeah.
I think when you put it like that, they're very similar, both European. I mean, I was gonna
hmm
say similar play styles, but not really. But
In a way, but not
they're
not
not
necessarily.
different, but
Jokic's
like
play style, I feel like hasn't been seen before because he can just
yeah,
do everything.
he
He
literally has the
rebounds
unathletic.
effortlessly. He's the most unathletic superstar to ever play in any sport.
Yeah,
That's what I gotta say.
I
Who's
think that's
who's
fair.
more unathletic than him ever? But
He's like
he's unstoppable though. He will give you. he will literally give you 20 to 30 and 10
Okay,
and 10
now that I
every
think
single
about it like
night.
this, I think he plays like how like someone's dad would play basketball if they were 7 feet tall. He literally just he'll just like do like stupid moves, roll into you, but
Yeah,
the
but it
ball will just
works
always
every
roll
time.
in, or
Yeah,
or he'll just do like a stupid flashy pass that works. That's just how he plays.
yeah. It's like
He gets aggressive
watching
boards.
a. F-
It's
I'm
just
not
like
gonna say a big person playing street ball, but everything they do
yeah,
magically works. Like it's hard to explain his play style.
you
That's
know
what I'm
like
saying. Like
you know like when like a football player plays basketball
yeah, yeah. It's
where they
like
just kind of
that.
just like bump into you
Yeah,
kind of play.
yeah,
I mean, that's more like how Charles Barkley played, but like think about it like if they were 7 feet tall and could just like magically make every shot they shoot.
yeah.
He's just
But
I think
I'm looking at
like
it.
it's completely fair to say Jokic is better than Dirk all time. He has more
Yeah,
MVPs. I
it's fair.
mean,
Yeah, he has back. He should
he
have 3 MVPs. I'm just gonna say he
yeah.
has 3 MVPs because even though he
That's your
doesn't,
that's your
I'm
other
just
hot
gonna
take
say
that
it. It's not a
he's
hot take
three-time
anymore.
MVP.
It's not.
Okay,
Yeah. Well, I
my
mean,
hot take is
technically.
KD has 0 rings, but I mean,
Okay, shut up now. He got Okay, so Dirk has played basically.
he
Okay, not
played
basically, but
21
around
seasons.
triple the games Jokic has
Yeah,
played.
I mean,
He
Jokic is only like
has
27, right?
.5 more points a game in his
0.5
career.
more.
Jokic has more rebounds per game, assists per game, steals
That's
per game
actually
magically.
that's really impressive because oh, that was your lighting. I was trying to figure out what was going on there. Um so what I was gonna say there was that at the end of Dirk's career, his numbers went down, so I wonder how much higher his scoring numbers were. Maybe that was my
Yeah,
lighting.
and then oh, your camera went off. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. This episode is gonna be
Um
so all over the place with all the
yeah.
lagging and random shit going on.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
Because my lighting really went out there. I should have done this from the beginning.
While he's not sitting down, Dirk has
Okay.
zero point 0.1 more blocks per game. Jokic has a better field
Okay.
goal all around. He has a better efficiency field goal and same championships. Dirk has more first team All NBA, and All Stars because he played for 21
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So, but
I think
Jokic still has him tied with the awards that matter.
he pretty much this is gonna sound silly, but he speed ran Dirk's career. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I
he
see exactly
literally
what you mean.
played almost the exact same career, but he got it done like 6 years earlier,
Yeah.
and then now he's gonna get to either play out 5 more seasons and retire super early, or he'll like
Mhm.
play till he's like something like that and probably beat his records. But Dirk is
Yeah.
actually like I believe Dirk is like fifth in all-time scoring, so I don't know if that's really
Is he?
possible. Dirk scored a lot of points like early in his
Yeah.
career. He would average like almost 30 points every year for
I can
like 15
imagine
years.
Jokic
So
not
like
passing Dirk in points all
probably
time,
not
but
in
I don't
points,
think
but
that
I
matters
think
as much as
he's
awards
gonna
and
end
stuff.
up probably being I mean, I don't know where he's on pace with this like assists and stuff, but he
Jokic,
could be yeah.
he passed Dirk by a lot already in
I don't
his
know
eighth season.
who is the all-time like leading center in assists.
It's a good
It would,
question.
probably like Kareem or something like that.
Leading
Just somebody who played like a long time.
center for
I wouldn't be shocked if he's already like fifth or something on the list though.
yeah,
Because I mean, if you average 12 assists for,
Kareem with 5,660. Oh, that's
but
2022. Give me a second, guys. We're
this is
gonna
the
find
important
this out really
stats.
quick.
This is gonna be for my
Let's see
Twitter
if
arguments.
hmm. You know, I can't find the exact thing we're looking for.
Come on, bro.
But Kareem
Do
has
better.
5,660, and Jokic has just under 1,000 right now.
Really?
I think so.
I thought bro, he was putting up like 500 assists a season or something like that.
Let's see.
I thought he put up 1,000 assists last season.
Okay, maybe. Okay, my bad. So the thing I was looking at, I think, was his assists in one season. He currently
Mhm.
has 3,959. So I was looking
Okay,
at the
so
wrong
he'll
thing. So
he'll
he could
catch up.
he's gonna
He's
pass
probably like
he's
third
gonna
or
pass
fourth on
Kareem
the
in
list
a
right now.
couple seasons, 2 or 3 seasons I
Okay.
give it, and he'll be number one in assists.
Probably three or four. I mean, if he
Yeah,
continues on pace, like say he's doing about 900 assists, he'll get
yeah,
there.
he
Which
will for sure
actually, if
get
you
there.
really think about it, if he continues to play at that pace until he's like 38, he'll end up being the all-time leading assist scorer. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know because I think if he is like over three right now and he's 26, give him 12 more seasons. I'm trying to do math right now. Because
you don't do
I know
real math.
Stockton has almost 15,000.
Yeah, Stockton's
So
number one. I don't think
Stockton,
Jokic.
a lot
He
of
might
people
get
say
that far.
he might get close. I think it's more honestly because I feel like Stockton's record's unbreakable because he was averaging like 14.5 assists for like 3 seasons straight at one point. But
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He was amazing
which is
passer.
why this is the hot take. I think as a point guard, I prefer John Stockton over Magic, but
That
like
is a really hot take. Yeah, that's your hot take for the day, Dan.
I prefer him as like he's a true point guard.
As okay, yeah,
And
I was gonna say as an
because
actual
I mean
point guard,
Magic
yes,
wasn't a point guard, so
Magic could have been like a. He was big,
he
wasn't
played
he?
center at one point. So
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say he could have
mean,
been a power forward in his career and been
yeah,
one of the best power forwards of
but
all time.
I mean he ran the point. You can't say he's not a
Mhm.
point guard. He ran the point, and
Yeah, he
I
knew what he
mean
was doing.
I actually have Curry over him as best point guard of all
Me
time.
too,
I think
for
yeah,
sure.
I feel like most people after last year's championship decided
Agreed.
that Curry was probably
I
a
never
little
really.
bit
I mean,
above him.
I'm not gonna say never thought it was close, but the past 2 years, I haven't found it really close. I feel like
Yeah,
Curry, just
that's
as a
fair.
true point guard,
I think.
especially as a true point guard, I mean,
Well,
is
I
just
mean,
way better.
I wouldn't call Curry a true point guard. I feel like he was pretty much a shooting guard that would run
I
the
was gonna say,
offense.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean,
But that's what a point guard is
he would do point
sometimes.
guard stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. One more thing before we switch topics completely.
Hmm.
I was just think I think I said this to you like a while ago. I want to see although it'll never happen. I want to see Jokic and Luka team up one day. Just because
That
of
would
their
be
play
cool.
styles
I
being
think
so
it's.
not similar, but like so
I was
interesting.
actually hearing a lot about that. That if the Mavs were looking to just like clear out, that they would have done a package including Jamal Murray. What?
I don't
What?
know.
What's going
Extend
on with that?
call.
You put a ran
All
into a
right,
little technical
so
difficulties there.
yeah, sorry for
Um,
how awful this episode is going to come out. I don't know what
what's
is going
going on
on
with
with Google
that?
Meet.
But
It's trying to make me pay for a longer meeting, and I'm not doing that. So there's gonna be a really ugly, weird cut in the middle of this video,
yeah,
and
we'll try to
like we
make it as
said,
seamless
two
as
weeks
possible.
and we're done. So
2 weeks. I mean, two more episodes, and then we get to back.
yeah,
Also, speaking of episodes, probably will not be having any episodes on Spotify and such until then.
yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna try to figure
Yeah,
something out eventually, but we'll probably have to just figure it out whenever I get back.
yeah. So
Um,
those might get mass posted at about the
yeah.
same time. So
So we'll just
if you really
overview.
care, you can watch old videos on it, or you can just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
think
the easiest
YouTube's
way.
better. I mean, you can watch YouTube with your phone off now. I'm pretty sure, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, I want to see Jokic and Luka team up. We won't get into that too much, just to
Mhm.
save some time. The next topic, talking about some trades. First one, Chris Paul, like we were already talking
Chris
about
Paul to
earlier.
the Spurs. I
I saw
mean,
earlier to the Spurs, it would be a good move. Team Webby
I
up with an
think
amazing
he's
passer.
an amazing passer. I mean, he's a veteran. If you
Hmm.
can get lucky, you can take him on a lower contract because of it.
Yeah.
And then they have a lot of young guys on the team. So I mean, you
Hmm.
bring in a guy like that, a defensive point guard fits the system, perfect fit.
Yeah.
Um, whether or not Chris Paul gets waived or he gets traded to the Spurs, I mean, I think that would be nice to bring in like a few bench players for the Suns.
Yeah. I
And
would
I
take
mean,
that, honestly.
either way, I don't really care as long as we open up cap space.
Hmm.
It's like anything's
I
fine with
agree.
me. I think Chris Paul just isn't a good fit anymore with the Suns.
Yeah, he
So
needs to just be gone. I do. I was saying this earlier. I want to see Aiton stay and see how he is with the new coach
I
before we
would
get rid
like
of
to see
him.
that. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. Maybe even like worst case, we'd take him like trade him off at the All-Star break because there's no way
Yeah,
like we're gonna miss the playoffs because we have eight, and I'm just worried about playoff
yeah, no,
performance. So
exactly, yeah.
like worst case, I mean his value is at an all-time low right now. If he has a good
Mhm.
season and we can trade him at the All-Star break and get some better players, I'm completely fine
If
with
he's
that.
not doing good enough for us, then I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should do that. But I think Chris Paul to the Spurs could
Chris Paul
be
up to the first
even
is
for both
perfect.
teams. We get two or
Hmm.
three bench pieces, and we give them a veteran point guard to start Wemby off
Yeah,
with his career
I
there.
mean that's like
It's
as good
fair.
as it goes. Unless they take Brandon Miller.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
interesting. We'll get into that
yeah.
into the NBA draft. Another thing, trade rumors, moving around rumors.
Mhm.
We've both seen Zion and now Brandon Ingram to the Hornets, and now
You
to
cut out right
discuss
there.
who's ah probably not for
Um,
my video, but
yeah.
Zion or Brandon Ingram to the Hornets. I think
Yeah.
Zion's a better fit. You
I
said
think
Brandon Ingram's a better fit.
I
You
think
think?
Brandon Ingram is literally the most perfect fit. I don't think there's a single player in the NBA that fits that system better than Brandon Ingram.
Really?
So, I mean, you could bring in any star you want, and would still say Brandon Ingram fits that offense better. He's on a decent
Yeah.
contract, so you can bring in other players, and then he's literally perfect. I mean, you just throw him in at power forward
Mm.
and bring in a center, and that team is a top four seed in my book.
Yeah.
So,
They have a
I
pretty
mean,
deep
depending if
team. They just
LaMelo
don't have a
stays healthy,
star.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. I'm
So
talking about this considering Zion plays and stuff. I know that's what you brought up
yeah,
yesterday. I think that they have enough like tall and skinny or just fast like moving
yeah.
around guards
I
and
mean, guys
stuff.
like
They don't
Miles
have a big
Bridges,
man.
PJ Washington,
Yeah,
they
Terry
don't really have
Rozier,
a true,
LaMelo.
yeah,
They have
Terry
Montrezl
Rozier,
Harrell who can play power forward if Zion comes in. Zion,
Charles.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to put him at center, but the dude is huge and he's just
I mean, you
so
could run like
dominant.
a super like. Well, the problem is you can't even call it small ball because Terry Rozier would be the only small player in that lineup.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
which is
Lamelo
good.
is like a solid like 6'6", so
Yeah,
literally you wouldn't be running a single player under 6'5" unless like I mean, there's depending if they keep Terry Rozier. I've been hearing a lot about him being moved,
I've been hearing him
but
too. I just think Zion
so
fits so well on that
I think
team.
that he would be a cool player to have on the team. I don't think he fits that great. I
Yeah,
think he's truly like he's the one that's supposed to be running, like he's supposed to have the ball in his hand, and I
yeah.
think
Him and
that
LaMelo
I mean
might not work out as well.
Lamelo is a really like you would get like a lot of like nice like lob highlights and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
like I think as like an actual fit, I think that Lamelo is he's a great passer, but I mean he likes to score the ball as well. He'll give you a
yeah.
quick 20 points. So
And
I mean
Zion is scoring,
Zion
rebounding, and
is literally
defense. He's
just
not much of an assist guy.
yeah.
He could if he wants to,
He
but he's
he's
not
gonna
there
give
for
you like
that.
a solid like 30 points
Yeah.
when he has the ball, but the problem is he's injured. Now he's
His
having
rookie
off the court
season,
issues, so
27, 20, I think it
I
was 27 points per game. So that's, you can see how dominant he could
yeah.
be. I think, so the thing is, I've heard, and he said this publicly,
Mhm.
his family said it for him, but they said that he was talking to them about it, that he is mainly not playing because he just wants out of New Orleans, which is understandable.
I
Not
don't
this
really see
season,
why he'd
but
want out of New
beforehand.
Orleans though. They're not in
It's
bad shape. I
no,
mean,
they're
you
not.
could
That's what I
say
was saying. Like this
ownership,
season,
like just like front office issues, but like
and just
moving to a team.
location. New Orleans isn't a huge. Like I'm sure he
Well,
wants to
like
be somewhere big. He was
he's.
a
I
huge
mean,
prospect.
if you've been court issues recently. So I think as
Mm,
new ownership with the Hornets since Michael Jordan's selling the team,
thank God.
would you really want to bring a guy in like that? Like I don't know. I think he's a
I
great
think so.
player, and
I
his
don't know.
off the court
Mm.
issues aren't as bad as the person that shall
Ja
not be named
Morant.
that was picked second right after
Yeah.
him. So I mean,
25 game suspension, by the way. We won't get into that too much, but if
yeah,
you haven't heard, Ja
I
Morant
think
gone for
that's
25 games.
I think that's solid.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
reasonable.
people
I
have
don't.
wanted
I
him
think it
gone for
could have
the
been
whole
more or
season.
less.
Like
I know. I wouldn't
honestly,
mind
I would
that
have been
because I
fine
don't
if they
like
if they
seeing
give
him
him
play.
I would have given him like 15 games. Like he didn't commit a crime, so like
No, I was thinking it was going to be
I
about
don't
like
know.
40, like half the season. So
Yeah,
I guess it makes sense.
makes sense.
But
Makes sense. I
I
agree with
think
that.
either way,
I think you're
Hornets
realistic.
have a lot of potential as a team, especially with MJ selling the ownership now.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
and to bring back up the Zion fitting in, like his place, if they changed play style, they could make it work 100%. He wouldn't fit in the
yeah.
current play style, but him and Miles Bridges would be scary to have to keep like to watch both of them at the same time. Like it's gonna be hard
Yeah.
to keep track of that with LaMelo passing.
I mean, like you got Miles Bridges beating you up, and then you got.
Dude, come on.
I'm sorry, I had to say it. It's just like he'll give you a quick 27 every night, 27 days,
Miles Bridges?
27 nights.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right,
I
we're
I
moving
had
on.
I had enough Miles Bridges jokes in me. Um,
Third trade rumor: Bradley Beal
Bradley
to the
Beal.
Heat
I've been
or the
hearing a lot of that.
Suns.
That's really been like coming out just this morning. But I
Yeah,
think that Bradley Beal to the Heat is a great fit. I
yeah,
don't in that situation. I don't think they have to trade Tyler Hero, which is great for.
I would. I would rather have. I mean, just based off
Well,
how
I
much.
think Tyler Hero is actually probably more valuable in the market than Bradley Beal. I think people don't realize how
Yeah,
bad Bradley Beal's contract is.
yeah,
And I think
that's
that's a
true.
part of it. He'll give you like, I mean, what was his stats this year? He still put up like
I
20,
don't even
right?
know.
But he
He
really
he was on
regressed
the
at one
Wizards.
point.
If you're on the Wizards, no one knows anything
Yeah,
about you.
your stats are inflated. I mean, even Kyle Kuzma looked great on that team. So
Yeah.
actually, Kyle Kuzma
So
is solid. I'm not gonna slight
yeah.
Kyle Kuzma. He's good. I would like to have Kyle Kuzma on the Suns. So
hmm
I think he's a great bench
Let's
role or just
see.
like even starting. He's solid.
He averaged 23, 4, and 5, so he's not bad. Um, he had 37% field goal. He's pretty good.
He just shot really bad.
Or at
So like he's shooting.
37% 3-point field goal. My
Oh,
bad.
oh,
Yeah,
well, I
I
mean,
should have
I mean that's
included
not
that.
good. It's not good,
50%
but
field
like,
goal, which isn't bad. Anything
really,
above, yeah,
what was his points per game? I think you kind of
23.
like that though. Okay,
So he's
I
good.
don't know. On 50%,
Honestly,
that's actually like really good.
it's pretty good. Yeah,
I I'm
I've
not
always
gonna
thought he was
say
pretty solid,
his
but
contract is really bad though. So
yeah, they
like,
gave him the weirdest contract I've ever seen
hmm
for no reason.
there's just something with the Wizards and giving like horrific contracts. I mean, do you
Yeah,
remember John Wall's contract? He was
yeah.
the highest played NBA player. Jeez. Okay.
Highest
He
paid
made
player.
he was highest played player like while he had a torn Achilles, torn ACL,
Yeah, he wasn't even
he's
playing. He was just
depressed.
sitting there getting
He
paid.
fell down the stairs at one point. It's like
I love John Wall, but it was
that
pretty
was a weird
ridiculous. He did
era.
not need that. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think Bradley Beal
he
fits
was
better
good
on
enough to
on the
get the
Heat,
contract because he
like you were
could have
saying.
left and went somewhere actually good and
Yeah,
got a little bit less money. He got paid that money just because it was the Wizards, but
yeah. Anywhere else,
which
he
is
wasn't
just
gonna
like
make that kind of money. They just
yeah.
pay people who they. I think they just pay people who they think are gonna be stars, and then they don't turn out being stars. So it just.
Well, he was really good for years. I mean, he was arguably a top like 4 point guard
No, yeah, he was,
for like
but he
5 or 6 years.
he wasn't like on the same level as a lot of the other players who were making that kind of money, though. In my opinion.
Well, he was. I mean, at the time when he signed the contract, the only player that was making that much money was at point guard. Of course, was I want to say Chris Paul, but I don't think Chris Paul was ever making that much money.
hmm
Just because just how the CBA years lined up in his contract, but he
Yeah,
could have been making that much money. But I would like to say it was Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry were making a
yeah,
similar amount of money around that
which was
time,
reasonable, especially for Westbrook
which
at the
made
time.
sense. I mean, at the time, I think they were both making around. I think he was the highest paid of all of them, but it was like
Mhm.
when they push money back to the end of the contract. I
Yeah,
believe like end of the contract year, Curry was making like 44 million or something like that, and
yeah.
like John Wall was making like 41.
It
I
was
don't know
just
if
it was
that's
weird. It's too much
yeah
still, but
yeah,
I mean,
especially because he
Wizards.
didn't play, but he was really good.
Yeah, I
John
know that's
Wall
the
was
main
like one
thing
of the
is that
most
he didn't play.
electric players of all time, and I think that
Mhm.
people don't put him in the same regard as like guys like Derrick Rose when they were really similar like
Yeah,
players,
they were.
really fast, athletic. I mean,
I'm not gonna get too much into it. I'm just gonna say this one line and we're gonna be done with it. Gonna get a lot of hate. People are gonna unsubscribe and stop watching. Derrick Rose's prime is really overrated. That's all we're
oh,
gonna.
I agree with you
That's all we're gonna
100%.
speak on that
He
because
didn't even
people are not
deserve
gonna
his
like to
one
hear it.
MVP.
No,
So
LeBron
like,
did. LeBron should have had
yeah,
5 straight MVPs, but Derrick Rose for some reason, got the
yeah.
MVP when he didn't even have better stats,
I
and he didn't
mean,
take his team as far.
he led that. he led that team to like first seed though
Yeah, he
at
did
like
good. I'm not
22.
I'm
They
not gonna
all they
say he
had
was
was Joakim
bad,
Noah. He
but
was great. He deserved to be a solid second. I think
yeah,
LeBron was just better.
he had better stats all around. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. So,
Yeah,
but
probably.
back to back to Bradley Beal. We get a little tiny bit off
Every
topic.
episode we'll get sidetracked for
Yeah,
like
it,
five
it it
minutes, but
works though. It works.
it
That's why
works.
the
It's solid.
episodes are 50 minutes long.
So I feel like I've said my piece about Bradley Beal. I
Yeah,
think
I
he
don't want to see him on the Suns. That's all I'll
I don't
say.
I
I
would
don't
rather
want him
see a
on the
good
Suns.
bench or I
I'd rather
mean
have Chris Paul than Bradley Beal, if he stays healthy. Honestly, just
if he
because he
stays
fits
healthy,
in so
yeah.
perfect at this point.
Yeah, if he stays healthy for sure, but he won't, so.
Yeah. Last topic tonight. I think in like what 30, 40 minutes. NBA draft.
Is it today?
Is it? It is today,
I'm a
isn't it?
I'm a
Or am I
casual if
wrong?
it's today cuz then
Let me look.
I was busy today.
When is
I'm
the
sorry.
NBA? I
I
feel
might
like
be a
it's today. I'm
casual.
pretty sure. Ah, I was wrong.
Yeah, okay.
I saw
So
something
I
about it
wasn't
today. I guess I was
mistaken.
wrong. It's in 6 days. So June
Okay, yeah,
23rd.
okay.
So
Is that
I was
is that
wrong again.
next is that next Saturday? Because if
I think
so,
it's
it's
on
fair.
Friday.
Okay. Close enough,
So
close enough.
we'll be. That's perfect timing for
Yeah,
recording
that
at
is
least.
that's great timing.
But um,
I mean,
just want to talk
it's
about like what first 3 to 5 picks. Just
yeah.
give
I
our
feel like
guesses.
they've made it obvious that the first three picks are going to be, unless there's some like wild trade situations going on with like second pick
Wemby,
and third pick, it's going to be Wemby, Brandon
Miller,
Miller, and
Scoot
Scoot.
Henderson. Yeah.
And I've been saying that since before the mock draft. That was
Yeah.
going to be the order. Well, actually, not
Yeah.
since day of mock draft because I just felt like there was no reason for the Hornets to
I
draft
remember
Scoot.
you saying it.
But
I don't think there
um,
is either. Unless they
it just didn't make sense. I
um
don't think Brandon Miller is better
trade for
by any
Zion
regard. But I mean,
and
I
get
don't think they
Scoot.
would send. I don't think they would send second pick. To be honest, I think that's
No.
overpay for Zion.
Yeah.
And just like
I just think
I don't
I'm
like it.
seeing. I'm looking at this
It
right
would be
now.
cool to send Scoot there,
Victor's
but
going first for sure,
Victor is a lock
unless
first.
some
Let me almost
crazy
lock.
thing
Even
happened.
though he's playing
I could imagine
horrible
it happening.
and got
He just got
swept,
swept in the
and
final.
he was putting up LeBron numbers, 8 points in game one. So it's
he
just like,
he's probably gonna go first.
how are you not going to
Um,
be good in Europe and get drafted first year? I
I
don't get
know
it. He's
he's
literally
not
just
gonna
tall and does
be
like cool
good
highlights.
enough. Yeah,
It's
Brandon
just like I
Miller.
don't know.
I think it makes sense for Brandon Miller to go second for the Hornets, assuming
He
that
played
they
good in
keep the
college,
same
and
team right now and all that
I think Scoot Henderson is going to be hopefully Ja Morant too without his off the court
without
issues.
the
So
guns.
yeah,
And then yeah, Scoot Henderson
maybe the
to the
Hornets aren't a great
Trailblazers.
environment for Scoot Henderson though, because I mean you got
You don't
27
want to be
days
around
over there.
Miles
Uh
Bridges and Zion, maybe.
yeah,
It's just
no,
he'll have multiple off the court issues going there.
yeah,
Scoot Henderson, he's crazy in the G League. I
yeah.
don't know why he
Which
isn't already playing, honestly. He could have moved up earlier, but I think he
no, that's
was it
not
that
how
he
that
wanted to
works.
wait? Oh, it's not.
That's not how that works. It's
Ah.
it's G League Ignite, so you're like
Oh, is it?
basically, it's just like when you're, because you have to be a certain age to get drafted. I believe you have to be 19 years old, like before
Oh.
October 1st or something like that.
Oh, so
So,
it's like super specific then. Okay, that
so
makes sense then.
yeah. And I would like to say like the youngest player to like with those rules in mind was Devin Booker, who was playing when he was 18 in the NBA
Yeah.
after doing 1 year of college because he took a year. I think he skipped a year of high school to go play for Duke. And he was
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty
playing.
sure he
He
did.
was playing when he was like 17 or something like that, his freshman year of college.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I
Like
mean Devin Boogers is like he's
playing
my
for
guy.
Duke at our age
That's
is
my guy right
ridiculous.
there. Yeah,
And then is it Amen or Amen? I think it's Amen
we
Thompson.
had a conversation about this, and I still don't really know.
I can
I
imagine him
say
going
I say
fourth.
amen because like this is like
Yeah, Amen Thompson makes sense.
amen Thompson.
Him going fourth to the
I think
Rockets,
he's clearly the best,
weird.
the better of the twin brothers. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think that I'm not gonna
I have a little
say
mock
they're
open
bad.
right
They're
here.
both a tiny bit overrated, just because they play for
I've seen a
overtime
lot of
elite.
like Cam Whitmore going fifth, and then
Yeah, to
Anthony
the
Black, but I think
Pistons.
they could go either way, to be honest.
I see
But
the
I don't think
Pistons
Anthony
completely
Black is
selling their
very
pick
good.
again.
So
I see the
yeah,
Pistons doing some random crap and just messing up their draft again.
mm, Yeah, I think Cam
Cade
Whitmore is going
Cunningham,
to be solid though, but
trash.
I think like Carson Wallace is probably the best point guard in this class, and I would like to see him
Mhm.
on the Suns, but that's not going to happen. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's gonna be. I mean,
another
this
thing that I
draft
find
really
really
isn't
interesting
anything that
that
special, if I'm being
this
honest.
CBS mock has Grady Dick going 18th. That's wild.
That's what I
He's
just
going
looked at.
lottery for
Yeah, he's
sure.
gonna be top 5 or 7 pick
I think
probably.
it's really
I think the
oh
Magic
no,
take him.
no way. I don't think he's going that high. I think he's probably going about like 11th. I don't like
You think
the
so?
thing that's really interesting about this class is there's like no centers, which is
Yeah,
like there's a
which
few
is what's
power
kind of
forwards that are
needed
going
around the league
lottery.
right now.
Yeah, really, to be honest. I mean, Derek
I feel like
Lively, I think
that's
he'll be good, but he's literally
yeah,
the only other center that's like projected to go first round.
yeah.
So,
I said this a while ago, and I don't remember if I said it to you or who I said it to. I feel like the league was big on point guards for a while.
mhm.
Like the
I
point guard
think
was the position, and I mean
yeah,
it's obvious now, but I said this when it was still kind of a weird take. Like last year, it's a center's game now and a power
yeah,
forwards game now. You
you
can't
have to
compete
be.
with centers and power forwards now.
Mhm.
Like you
And
can have
honestly,
Curry.
I feel like
We saw it with the
the
Warriors.
league goes in like cycles where
Mm,
if
yeah.
you're not going to dominate, like, and to be honest, like eras where that happened were like the last time it was really like that was the early 2000s, and we're just going right back into the cycle. I mean, it went
hmm
late 90s. I mean, from like 95 on, you weren't really dominating unless you were Michael Jordan or Shaq or Hakeem. So
Yeah.
I think they're really going cycles where there will just be two really great centers in the league, and right now we're having that with Embiid and Jokic. So I don't expect that to
And
change. I mean,
Giannis as a big man. Like I
Giannis
said,
isn't a
power forwards
center
and
though,
centers.
so
Power
he's
forwards
he's
and
a
centers.
he's just like I think he's actually, to be honest, I think he's a true small forward type player. I think
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
he's like a just taller LeBron, to be honest. I think that's like the
Yeah.
best way to describe him.
hmm
Um, but like the league just like goes in a cycle of having like two really good big men. So,
Yeah.
and I think
So
we're currently right there. I think that this draft class isn't that good. I think maybe this will be.
it's not.
I see like Scoot being really similar to like guys like Dwayne Wade. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll go through a cycle of having a good small forward again if Scoot's like really good. I don't expect him to be like
Yeah.
all time good.
All yeah, I
I
don't expect him
expect
to
him to be
be
like
huge, but
another thing I'm really worried about is these last few draft classes haven't been good at all.
mhm.
And it's honestly another year if there really only being like two guys that are good. There aren't even like in the past like 2 years, there's like in the past 3 years, there aren't even guys in those classes I would like consider to be good bench players. Like
Yeah, a
these
lot of like
these
first
classes are
round
like
picks too.
really disappointing. And I think a part of it is social media overhyping guys that aren't actually that
hmm
good, which overhypes them to the point they get through college. And that's honestly why I don't want to see them allow high school players like
Yeah.
go straight into the
Yeah.
NBA because we'll
No.
end up with teams drafting like imagine you drafted um Imani Bates if he could come straight out of high school and he
Yeah.
ended up being the guy that had to go to Eastern Michigan.
Yeah. It's just I
It's
don't
just like
like I don't even pay attention to the drafts that much anymore just cuz you'll
I
hear about them if they do good, but
yeah,
half the time you're only going to hear about maybe 5 guys from the draft at this point.
yeah.
If a star is established at this point and a team is established at this point, there's no point. Like Christian Brown, I'll bring him up just as like a reference. He was a rookie this year, and like he's
Hmm.
on an already established team, and he did his thing. But I feel like he could have been like a better version of Austin Reeves on like a worse team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
Hmm.
kind of a weird
I
way of
see what
putting
you're
it,
saying.
but if you
I
understand what
think
I'm
that's a
saying,
good way to
like
say it. Yeah.
yeah, like you don't want to be on an already established team, which mostly of these teams are. And that's why I'm saying like you'll get 5 players from the 5 worst teams who draft someone and they go off because they're on the
Yeah.
Pistons or the Rockets or the Spurs.
Well,
Like if you're Wemby.
currently the Pistons have a problem that nobody's going off on the Pistons, even since they've been
yeah,
horrible. So, I mean,
Kate
the
Cunningham
only
sucks.
exception to that would be I don't think Kate Cunningham sucks. I think
I
he's
think he's pretty bad.
not good. I don't think he's like
hmm
great or anything. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I think he's solid. I don't think he's like
Mhm.
anything special. Maybe like we'll catch an All-Star game. Almost like a
Mhm.
tall like Mike Conley, to be honest. Not
Yeah,
like similar play
honestly.
styles, but just like how his career path is gonna go.
Yeah.
Probably he'll probably end up playing for the Pistons for like 7 or 8 years, but nothing's
For
gonna
him, I hope not, because
happen.
they're not going to go anywhere for a long time.
I mean, with this draft, I feel like the lottery is really simple. I feel like the mock draft order is going to be pretty realistic for like what
Yeah,
most mocks are. But the problem is if these big trades happen that they've been hyping up for the past like 6 months, or not 6 months, but like
it would change
six, like
everything.
the past month or two that they've been saying like where big trades are going to happen. If these
Yeah,
trades
like
happen,
Suns trade up, like stuff like that.
the entire like outlook of the entire NBA changes, and then we have a lot more to talk about. So, I mean, we'll see.
That'd be nice. Yeah. So
I
I
think,
guess we'll see on
yeah,
Friday. We'll talk about the draft next episode.
hmm
I feel like we
we
got
can give
plenty
our
talked
input on
about.
the draft. I
Yeah.
feel like we got like we talked about what we needed to talk about this
Yeah.
week, which there wasn't a lot of news, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's two things. One, slightly boring content only because there's nothing going on. We're
yeah,
we're getting the topics down, but it's a
might be
struggle.
this might be a skippable episode, to be honest.
Don't say
But
that.
it's the end of the video; they wouldn't know unless they watched it, so
True.
it's on them.
Second thing, very sorry for all the technical
Yeah,
difficulties. Sorry for the cut that's going to be in the middle of the
yeah.
episode.
We'll
Obviously, I
try to
don't
make
know
it
yet.
as
There's not going to be a way to make it
yeah.
like good. It's going to be bad. But
hmm
I mean, if you made it to the end of the episode, damn, I
Yeah.
dropped my phone like 4 times this episode, bro.
I was trying to figure out what that was. I was like, I heard you drop it a bunch of times. But yeah, I think that was a good way to end off the episode.
Pretty
That's you
funny
could say.
episode. We
Yeah.
got enough talked about. We'll
Yeah.
see
Got like a
about
solid
the
like
draft.
7 or so topics. And then
Hopefully
yeah, we'll
this
talk
week
about
there will
draft.
be
That'll
more
be our big news. Some
more
trades.
trade. Yeah,
Beal. Beal move.
yeah.
Maybe
We'll see
Zion.
what
We'll see.
happens with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, and we will
Thank you for
see
watching
you
this.
next Saturday.